Welcome to Brown's Rod and Custom, your home for street rods, muscle cars, and Volkswagen content. This is my dad, Big Ron. He's our body man and fabricator. This is my beautiful wife, Megan, our editor-in-chief and supporter. And this is me, Adam, the designer and mechanic for our projects. If you find our videos helpful, like and subscribe for more content.
Hey guys, all right. We need your help. So we are very close to 3,000 subscribers. We're averaging about 100,000 views a week, and we've got about 2,800 subscribers. So if you guys could hit the subscribe button for us, we would greatly appreciate it, and it would really help us in moving these projects along and our channel. So if you could do that for us, we'd greatly appreciate it. Thank you, and on to the video. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Brown's Rod and Custom. Happy Monday. It's June 23rd. We're back at it. So, been really busy this morning. It's about 10:30 right now. I've been out here since 7, cleaning the garage. Just reorganizing and cleaning the garage because stuff was everywhere. Now, with that being said, the reason for that was this guy, the 1958 Chevy Apache. We have a series of projects we're going to be going into and trying to knock out before Big Ron gets back from Alaska. He will be leaving Thursday, but you're not going to see him on camera really. You're going to see me between now and then, okay? And July 9th. He's busy doing everything he needs to do to go on his cruise. So, but that leaves us with a whole lot of things that we can do to the Apache. So, over these next couple weeks, you're going to see, and I'll go over these in a second, all the things, but you're going to see me really changing the look of the Apache and dialing some things in, okay? Welding, grinding, all those kind of things. In preparation for all metal and primer once Ron gets back, okay? You're going to see the 73 Volkswagen thing get new wiper blades, new steering column bushing, which is going to require pulling the steering column. And then you're also going to see a new steering box go into the thing and speedometer cable. That should fix most of the issues with the thing. But I have to wait for parts. So while we're waiting on parts, that gives me a golden opportunity to get right on this Apache. So let's go over all the things we need to do to the Apache before Ron gets back and kind of let you in on that. So stay tuned. I'll be right back. I'm going to show you what we got.
Okay guys, so here's what needs to be done. So you see this door, it's all brown patinaed primer.
It needs to look like that door over there, bare metal.
Okay, it needs to look like this. So I need to take all this down with the bower and whatever else. Keep it in mind that we're going to cut off from about here down and on the outside as well. I also need to take care of inside of here, anywhere you see the brown. The dash, really just need to dial this in. I need to take this back section of the cab here and take that down to bare metal and get that pour 15. I want to get up under that dash. You see where we did half of it. This side's black, that side's bare metal. I need to get the rest of that cleaned up and pour 15. That way that's done. We also need to finish that over there. Welding, grinding, getting that cleaned up. And then we have all this. Let me get in here. We got all of this. I need to weld all this up and grind it down in a fashion to where it doesn't look like we did it. And then dial all this in here where we welded in. So that all needs to happen. Not easy things, but you know, not terrible. I also need to get up in here and scuff all this up and then pour 15 all inside of this trop as far as I can get. Okay. That way we are ready to put this piece on, and that covers this. There's a whole panel that goes here. I have the factory louvered one. I also bought the aftermarket smooth one. I'm thinking I'm going to go with the smooth one. We'll see. But still something that needs to be taken care of and cleaned up. So you can see we got some rust and stuff. We need to just get this down to bare metal, get that off of there, get it treated, and do our thing. All of this paint shit I need to get off of here. However I do it. Up in here, up here. Just really need to kind of just do it. And that might actually be a thing where maybe I get some aircraft paint stripper and just hit that, because some of these areas are just really hard to get into. Like, how do you get into here, right? So see where that goes. But that, along with this stuff is all going to come off. Pretty much anything that's not bare metal. The black will be fine. I'm not worried about the black, but like I need to get into this line here, up here, so on and so forth. Just really dial this in. I'm also going to drag out the dash pieces, the glove box door, and then the ashtray, and then there's another thing that comes down here. I have those. I'm going to drag them out and get those ready for primer as well. I want to get those primed. I want all of this to match. So lots of things to do. But I think it's going to be fun. I think we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to get in here and just start knocking things out. And before you know it, this cab will be really starting to get dialed. And that's the world we want to be living in, right? So, I mean, this door is pretty much there. There's just some stuff we just got to take care of. But very, very excited about it. And I think here now, I'm going to go ahead and get the welder out and get up here and start welding all this in, and then start looking at grinding it down and doing all that. And my gas filler door, I don't know if you can see it from here. You can see a little daylight through there. I need to go back around that with the welder and just, you know, clean some things up. I need to dial this welder in before I do any of that. That's something that has to happen. But that's what's going to happen here today, guys. We're going to be working on the Apache. Garage is pretty much cleaned up, and I know you're looking at this going, that's clean. Yes, for here, this is clean. There's just way too much stuff with nowhere to put it. But we're working on that. So anywho's, that's where we're at. And I will bring you guys back here in a minute once I get in here and start welding. Hey guys, alright, so just wanted to kind of mock this up, show you this dash. So, ashtray, that panel there, I think I'm going to get the AC controls that go there when I put AC in this. Then there's our glove box. Pretty good. Now figure this is pretty much what this is going to look like. Now there's your door panel on over there, on that door. And here it is on this one. I went ahead and put it on, this panel here. Now I don't have the screws in it and all the things, but it gives you an idea of what that's going to look like. These are in really good condition. So we're going to run this. We're going to buy new handles, but it'll have your normal door open and roll up windows just like it does right now. We're going to replace the windows, obviously, clean everything up, but we're going to keep it what it is. I think that's important to do with this truck. It's plenty cool enough as it is. You don't have to change that much on it. So I do plan on doing a Dakota digital gauge cluster here. Probably the one that looks pretty much stock, but it's actually got a little speedo in it and it's got a tack. I'll probably do that one. And vintage air. Everything else, ignition key will be right here. Headlights here. I think this is a choke thing. We'll figure something out to put there. I'm going to get the, I believe it's like one of the radio companies. It's like Classic Auto Sound or something like that. They make the factory radio that goes here. The volume knobs are here and the radio goes in here. But it's AM, FM, Bluetooth. So you can hook up your Apple CarPlay, Android Auto kind of thing. And well, you can't do Apple CarPlay, but you can do like Pandora, that kind of thing. I will put Bluetooth in here. I'll somehow figure out where to put a microphone in here. But that way you can sit here and listen to stuff off your phone. And, you know, if you've got Waze on or something, I don't know if that'll play through the speakers or not, but at least you can listen to Pandora and stuff. Now, it'll have a hidden antenna, probably back in there. And then it'll have the kick panels with the speakers here and here. So that should look pretty good. I'm trying to decide on a couple things here. It depends on color scheme, right? I mean, like I do plan to two-tone this dash. So whatever color the outside is will be the top of the dash broke right here going up. And then from here down will be another color fading into this. This will be whatever offset color. And then everything else will be the main color of the car, of the truck. So, and I have not figured out a seat or what to do up here, but I do want an LED dome light in here, factory style, and I am gonna run the visors. So, sun visors. So, you know, yeah, we're getting there. So I think one of the next things I'll do is go ahead and take these down to bare metal as well, because when we prime all this, I want to prime them too. I have green tape holding that on because, quite frankly, I don't have a lock, a latch, so it just falls open. But big steps were made today in getting this truck where it needs to be. It's all about finishing right now, right? I did hit up here again. Let's see if I can get you there. I did get up here. Sorry about the bad lighting, boys. I did hit this again with like 140, I believe it was, to get some of those deeper scratches out. Now over here, hold on, I'm turning. I got to be careful in here, not to fall through this panel. I've done it. So I needed to be able to have a clean surface to weld to, right? Because right here, get up here, right here, these welds are terrible. I know, I gotta grind it all down. But I need to be able to weld here and across here, and here, without, where we made the patch panel, without any issues. So to do that, to get clean welds, I need clean metal, right? So I went ahead and ground all that black paint that was on here off. I also went ahead and hit here and down this to bring it into the dash here. Also came up here and came down all the way through here, back into here, all the way down. So that's pretty much there. When we pull the door, I'll finish it up. There's just some stuff I can't reach because the door's on it at the moment. I still have to do this side, and I still have to do the top. But there's a lot of welding and grinding to do there. But to get there, I had to get it clean. There's just no point in even trying with dirty metal. Ron welded all this stuff. I'm gonna sit here, I've got tons of time, so I'm gonna sit here and just dial in the welder one of these days on a piece of sheet metal 18 gauge and just get it dialed where I'm running clean beads. And then I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna weld this. And we should be okay. Now, this area here, I started to play around with. I had a little pad left, and I just went ahead and hit some of this. I'm gonna take this down all the way up here, all the way down to there, to the black, get this bare metal, just like this, and then we're gonna pour 15 it, just like this, shiny black, all the way across from here down, okay? That's the plan. Get that done. I also need to get this door completely stripped. I started to do it. I got a little pad left on my bower. Thursday I'll run and get some more drums for the bower. I have found that they have another stripping drum that's not $40. It's like $8. So, and it does pretty good. It's the one I was using up here. It's less abrasive. Not that the other one really is, but it's not bad. Let's just take a moment to appreciate how freaking cool this truck is. I mean, it's awesome. Look at this thing. This is factory. Are you kidding me right now? This came this cool. I wish I had the gauge cluster and the radio and stuff put in here just to mock it up. It look amazing. But I mean, how cool is this? I love this truck. Absolutely love it. One day I'll have one of these. Maybe it'll be this one. I don't know. But what a cool dash. I love that. I like the 57 Chev dash as well. But this is really cool. I like the triangle thing. It's just different. I feel like I've done the 57 dash now that we did Don's. But now it's, you know, just kind of like doing ours. I'm doing this. This is pretty neat. So, what you can expect to see tomorrow is more of this. I'm going to take these down at some point to bare metal. I'm going to continue up here. I'm going to keep grinding the paint off and just getting it ready, get it ready. And then the last thing I'll do is weld and grind up here, and then we'll get that dialed in. And I got a little bit up there to do. And yeah, should be pretty cool. I pretty much mocked all this up for you guys and for my wife. She's never really, I mean, I had it outside forever with the full dash in it and everything, but like we didn't pay attention to it. And I think she'd really like to see it like this. I think she'll appreciate it. She loves this truck. So anyways, guys, that's what I got for you tonight. If you're watching this, really appreciate you. Please hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. You're about to watch an entire build of this truck. 1958 Chevy Apache. It's gonna be awesome. We're gonna be working on it pretty much every day. We've turned the corner on the thing. We got Big Red out of the way. Now it's this one's turn. So what you'll start seeing here over the next month or two is all of this getting completed. So like Thursday or Friday, I'm gonna pour up here. So this will all be black, right? We'll get all this primed. We're gonna epoxy white, prime, a white primer, epoxy, self-etching, the entire inside and outside of the truck, and to where it doesn't rust. We're gonna metal condition everything. We're gonna do some body work with some all metal. We're gonna dial this cab in. And while we're doing that, I'm gonna start ordering parts. And now that I can actually focus on this truck, the first part that I'm gonna buy for this truck is gonna be this piece here. It's the brake pedal assembly. So I'm gonna put power brakes on this, firewall mounted power brakes with a dual master cylinder and proportioning valve. Forget who sells a POR, I don't know, somebody sells that whole kit. with the pedal and everything, and it just factory mounts up in there. So we'll probably remove this and then put the new one right in, and then we'll have a brake pedal, and we'll have the booster and master cylinder out the firewall. And that's one of the last things that's going to go through the firewall. So that'll be huge, one less hole. And that'll set us up for everything else. We'll figure out where we're going to put our vintage air up in here, and where we're going to have our vents come out, which honestly will probably be right here. Right there and right there. I'll probably make something. Ah! See, told you. But, you know, it should be pretty slick. So, and then the AC control should go right here. I believe they make a factory kit where that goes right there. So we'll do that. And yeah, boys, kind of cool. Kind of cool just to sit here and dream about it, you know. How do you want to build your car, you know? The other thing we got to figure out is a wiper system. Because we're not going to run all vacuum and all that crap. So I'll probably get, see what's out there as far as wiper systems for these. Whether like cable driven or something like that, and get that in here as well. That way that's engineered and done, and we're not sitting here trying to figure it out. But I'm really happy with this. You know, it just does not need to be reinvented. It is awesome the way it is. It just needs to be saved and cleaned up, and that's exactly what we're going to do to it. So I think you guys are going to love this truck. And I think you're really going to enjoy the build. It'll be a fun truck to drive. We are going to do column shift. That way it's just super easy. Bench seat, column shift, Bluetooth radio, Dakota digital gauges, air conditioning, vintage air. Should be great. Nice sound system in it. Might even find a way to run some wires up and back here. Put some speakers back here maybe. I don't know. We'll see. And just, you know, do this thing up. But anyways, guys, I'm going to go eat some dinner. Hope you're having an amazing Monday. And we will see you in the morning for more 1958 Chevy Apache. Thanks for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe.